Hey guys, so beautiful, clear, sunny day here in sunny Southern California. It's my 1990 Jeep YJ Wrangler. It's a 2.5 4-cylinder, 5-speed. I'm just gonna do a little quick walk around. I see a few other people doing walk arounds of their Jeeps, and nothing too special with this one. I mean, it's in pretty good shape. We just got it 3 months ago, give or take. For a good price, really good price. Got it from a friend's dad who had it. He basically only drove it about 3,000 miles in about 15 years, 16 years, something like that. And he just never drove it, just had it sitting there, had other cars, and just figured it was time to let it go. Body's in pretty good shape. She starts right up. She's got, I believe it's a 3-inch lift. I'm not exactly sure. It's 32-inch tires. The Wrangler Goodyears, the Kevlar sidewall deal here. Let's see, it's got a Dana 30 in the front and a Dana 35 in the rear. He kind of coated it with this like spray, and it's pretty nice. I mean, it's clean. He said he did the intake on it, which here in California our smog is really strict, so I'm gonna have to put the stock intake on every time I go get it smog every 2 years or so. It's pretty clean. Looks like it had a leak at some point. I'm not sure. I mean, it might still be seeping, but I can't really tell. Just did an oil change on it. He didn't change the oil in like a few years, he said, because he never drove it. So I took the oil out. It was all black. Actually just did the transmission fluid as well, and that looked like chocolate milk coming out. See if I could put some pictures. Anyways, I'm gonna see about doing the oxygen sensor here. I just changed the spark plugs the other day over here on the other side. And they weren't gapped correctly. It seemed to run fine, but I just figured I'd change them because, you know, new car, change the spark plug, do the oil change, do the whole deal. But now I think it's running too lean, too rich. I mean, and so I don't know. Maybe it has to do with the idle air controller, the O2 sensor, or something. I'm gonna have to end up changing everything and see what happens. But I mean, it's still running great. It still runs really great. But it starts right up. First thing I did to it actually was the shifter here, and he had this big old, and I don't know if he put it on or who did, but they broke the little threaded portion of the shifter there, so I had to replace the whole arm, and that was a pain. To take the boot off, the inner boot, and then you gotta twist the thing. There's videos out there how to change this thing, but then to get the shifter arm off of the actual, you know, bottom shifter portion of it is a pain. I used ball joint pickle forks and replaced that to put this new one on, so I finally got that thing in. And then we got these the Smitty belts. The old seats were all were gray, and they were all cracked and ripped and everything, so we got the rear ones too. I also replaced the seat belts here. All the gauges work fine. The oil pressure gauge seems to sit right about 70, 75, whatever that line is right there. It just sits there. It doesn't really go any lower than that, but I checked it, did a manual gauge on it, and it seemed to be fine. It seemed on startup it went up to 70, and then it kind of idled down to like 50. Also just replaced the antenna here. I got this weird antenna set up. I guess it's some type of generic or Toyota antenna. I'm not sure. He had it painted. The guy before us or not him, but the guy before him, and the guy that we bought it from thought it was, or said he thinks it was red at one point, so he had it painted. I know most people have their thing like right up here, but our antenna base is right there, and it's got this little holder here, and it's like a 55-inch antenna, so it goes up really high. But yeah, I just took he had these big old 4x4 stickers off. I don't know if you can see that, but 4x4, these huge 4x4 stickers right there. There you go. Just took those off yesterday, so I'm gonna have to clean that. I'm gonna change the hinges here, I don't know who, but somebody had the great idea of welding this on, so I can't actually take it off. I have to grind it off. So I'm just gonna replace the hinges, and then I'll probably just grind this off and see if I can hit the pin out, see what happens there. But also so I can run it without doors. We have the best top strapless bikini here. Obviously it's got straps, but they call it strapless because it doesn't have the straps that go down to the down to here. But we love this thing. We've been driving it for the last month or so without the top, and we have just like a regular best top soft top here that I took off. It's in the shed for now. Let's see what else. Oh, I replaced the hood hinges. The other ones were all rusted and super hard. He put the Nerf bars on, side steps here. Let's see, it goes into 4 low, 4 high. I haven't actually had to use it, but it goes into it just fine. On the back here, he's got a 31-inch tire. He never got around to getting the 32-inch put on. I'm gonna see if I can clean up all the rust on all the wheels here. We got the little bumperettes here. There's another 4x4 sticker that I took off. I gotta get all the residue off there. I'm gonna change these. I got the Master Top blacks, so I've heard mixed reviews about them, so I'll see about getting that done. I'm gonna do a video on it, see how that goes. The interior was gray. Like I said, the seats used to be gray, they're black now. This center console's black though, so I guess he must have changed that at one point or another. Let's see, the doors don't lock, so I'm gonna have to take the doors off, or take the door panels off, I should say. Check that out. Alright, let's see here. And she starts right up. I did change the fuel filter. Also, it started dying out on me, so I took the fuel filter off, and or the fuel sending unit, I should say, and the fuel filter, and took that off, and it was falling apart, just completely falling apart. You couldn't see through the inline filter or the in-tank filter, and it was crazy. So I replaced that, and now my gas gauge doesn't work, so I'm gonna have to take it out again and check that. I know some people are gonna say probably it's a ground, or to clean the. I already cleaned the posts in the back here. I cleaned everything. The clock wasn't working. I had to resolder a piece of it back together with some well, solder. Obviously, the whole thing was still there, but it was just broken. Yeah, so that's what I was talking about. It doesn't go much lower than that line that it's right next to right there. And then goes straight up to 80 every time I start driving. The temperature gauge starts wiggling back and forth under load when I'm driving, so that's something I'm gonna have to take a look at as well. Lights work fine, radio works fine, the speakers, I took out the speaker boxes. I'm gonna have to rebuild those. He used a particle board, so they just started falling apart. And then he's got this Pioneer speaker unit in here, which I'm probably going to take out and replace. I'm going to see if I can get another centerpiece here too, because they cut this, and I don't know, it just bugs me. But yeah, again, 1990 YJ 2.5. I know everybody everybody talks about the 4.0s and 6 cylinders, which are obviously the same thing, but you know, there's not really many videos out there of the 2.5 4 cylinders. So here's this, and hopefully there's more videos to come. Let me know you guys' thoughts, and we'll see you later.